want to talk just a little bit more tightly about structure and how dynamic structure can be. And I want to use the example of polar bears. A lot of times when people are talking about, oh, the structure of an organism, um, they see something like, oh, that bear is black or that bear is brown because it can hide in the woods, and that affords it the opportunity to stalk its prey successfully through camouflage. And certainly with the polar bear, that's one advantage of being what appears to be a white bear out on a landscape. But the structure of animals and plants is much more complex than those superficial first observations. Polar bears are unique in discussing because although they appear white, they're really transparent. The fur on a polar bear is hollow. It's like a fiber optic, and it's hollow for a few reasons. One, it offers insulation being hollow, just like styrofoam is an insulator, so it insulates that bear. But the shaft being hollow allows solar energy to be transmitted through the hair itself to the dermal layer of the skin, so it's transferring solar energy straight to the skin to keep that bear warm. Now that's pretty important because from albedo that light color objects reflect light, which is going to keep them colder. So a white polar bear on the landscape isn't going to do really well if it's cold all the time. It needs some benefit or help staying warm. So that's one of that benefit. If that polar bear were to lose all its fur, what you would find underneath at the dermal layer is he's actually black. He has black skin. And that black skin is important because, again, with albedo, dark surfaces absorb solar energy and then warm them up. So he's functionally warmer because his fur is clear and his skin is black. So pretty neat scenario there. This big lumbering bear on the landscape isn't really effective at moving across the landscape. He's really an aquatic species. Those big paws and the structure of the muscular tonnage of this animal makes him ideal for swimming. His prey is in the water. His ability to move across the Arctic is mostly done as a swimming agent. So he's really designed for that. He also has this incredible nose that is able to smell tens of miles away. He's better than your dog, and we know how good dogs' noses are. So he can smell out prey, making him really effective on the landscape. So when we think about the tundra and the Arctic, it's really low in biodiversity. The species are really scant out there. It can be days before you see another animal. So if you're out on the hunt, you're not going to roam around aimlessly. You're going to develop a structural asset that's going to let you know which way do I go for the seal. He's able to smell the seal in the water. He's able to smell the Arctic fox many, many miles away. So he knows, do I have an opportunity here or not, to make the most of the energy that I'm going to spend in looking for lunch. And so those are just some of those examples of why the polar bear is structured the way they are.